Hello and welcome to Jay's Reviews. Today we're covering BarBEARian Battlegrounds, Tales of BarBEARia. This is a 2 to 6 player game, plays in about 45 minutes, and is good for ages 10 and up. Let's hit the table and see what we've got. In BarBEARian Battlegrounds, Tales of BarBEARia, the point is to have the most glory at the end of the game. To do this, you need to gather resources, battle your opponents, and also go adventuring. These are all options throughout the board that you see here on the main section, as well as dice rolling. We'll cover that in just a second. Place the center board in the middle of the table where everyone can see. Place all additional cards, tokens, and dice in the locations on the board. Deal out the adventure cards. This will be the number of players minus 1. Let players choose the color they wish for their tribe and start with 3 dice. You are now ready to roll. During a turn, you will go through several phases. Phase 1 is planning phase. This is where you will roll your dice, make sure that everyone can see them or even announce them so everyone knows what you have. Put up your village board and then place your dice. Once everyone has placed their dice, you will reveal your village board. Next, you will move on to the adventure phase. This is where, in starting with who is the first player, each player will put dice down onto the adventure cards to try and claim resources and also place a flag. After the adventuring phase, we head into the brawl phase. Starting with the first player, they will choose if they are attacking left or right first and then continue with the brawl. Turn continues clockwise until everyone has finished battling each other. Depending if you are victorious or if you lost, you will either gain or lose glory or gain some resources. The next phase is gathering. This is where you will gather resources from the dice that you have placed in those particular sections, such as gathering honey, fate, or ore. If you already have specialist tiles in those sections, you get the dice plus whatever amount you have of specialists. Next, it's the build phase. Starting with the first player, each person gets to purchase in order and then purchase again if they have the available resources. Next is the cleanup phase. At the end of the round, players need to organize the table, retrieve all dice, and also change the marker of the turn order. The player in the last place will determine who is the first player. If this is the end of the season, we would also check and see about who won the adventure cards and glory points from there as well. Gameplay would continue like this each round until all seasons are completed, and whoever has the most glory at the end of the game wins. If you enjoy chucking dice, outwitting your opponents, and getting that last point of glory in the battlefield, this is definitely the game for you. Overall, we found this was very enjoyable and well developed. The fact that there's so many different options that you can choose for on your village board doesn't feel like it's just up to chance when it comes to rolling your dice. Dice rolls do give you a great advantage if you end up rolling good, but I feel that in most games when you have to chuck dice, you're restricted or you feel like you're missing out on a turn if you don't have a high roll or a decent roll. In this game, I find that it's very well-rounded in the development of where you're placing your dice and also how your dice are working. The actual tile placement for the specialist is also something else I found was very intriguing. Overall, the part that I loved the most was the adventure cards because they give you another option of getting glory. The fact that you can purchase more than just specialists and getting cards in hand, and there's so many different strategies you can pull from all the resources that are available to you, gives you so many options, and depending on your play style will also give you more advantage of the way you're playing. For me, I was more about getting resources and also getting my adventure out on the board early. Now, this might not work for you, but it did for me. Some other people found that going out and straight out attacking every turn worked best for them. But then you never know, you might have someone to defend. Now, this is coming to Kickstarter in June, and we'll have information about that in the link below. But overall, we give this J seal of approval, and we'll catch you next week at the table. Come here. Ugh. This is what I have to work with here. Cute puppies. Okay, are you gonna let me finish filming? I'm almost done. Okay?